So JP, we can get on that Dave Chappelle. He was talking
shit.
mad spicy.
All right, so Dave Chappelle, he put out a new comedy special on Netflix, and he was going in. He had no fucks given at all. He didn't care about the cancel stuff at all. And one of them was the Me Too movement. So he was basically saying how, all the white women are just, how they basically just hijacked the whole movement. Because it was started, I don't know if y'all knew, but it was started by black women.
Was it?
Yeah.
Word. And they hijacked that whole
they
shit?
They basically hijacked that shit.
Goddamn.
And did the whole,
just like some white niggas.
Let's wear black at the Grammys. And the joke he said, he was like, oh, let's all wear crowns on our pussies or some shit.
On me. Yeah, that's just white people shit, But it's funny. I was telling, I'm not gonna say who I was talking to because I don't want to incriminate them. But I basically said the statement that like I feel like white women are more dangerous, or not. I don't want to say more dangerous than straight white males, but they're like lethal because they can slide in that little minority shit when they want to with the Me Too shit. But still, they're still second on the totem pole with like fucking niggas up. You feel me? Like, don't sleep on her just because she's a woman. You know what I mean? Like, she's still white and she still got all this power to like, fuck your life up.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he said too. Cause he said, but he said it about another group. But he was like, white women, they want to be minorities until they got to be white again.
Exactly.
And I was like, yeah, that's mad true.
Exactly. But shout out my nigga Bill Burr for always keeping it real with these white ladies and shit. Cause they literally like they most destructive. They was like fucking on the slaves and shit. Like
who, the white people?
The white ladies.
Oh hell no.
That's
fucking on the slaves and then getting the nigga who you was fucking hung.
No,
they was doing that for years and years. They're still doing it today. If y'all know what y'all know, but like, like stay woke. You feel me?
Nigga, we just said last week we can't use that term, nigga.
I mean, yeah, don't stay woke, y'all. We retired that. We retired that word.
We got rid of that shit.
Just read. How about
just
that?
read? Yeah.
Just read.
Just
simple as that.
Just be aware. Well, I mean, I also like the other joke he said about the baby, the most famous joke about the baby killed a nigga in Walmart and his career didn't change. But as soon as he pissed off some gay people, nigga career plummeted.
Crazy,
nigga
like,
career plummeted. It's literally, fuck it. These niggas have too much power. I'll say it here. These niggas have too much power because when you cancel a nigga just for speaking their mind or whatnot, and this nigga has like bodies to his name, but like the reason that his career plummeted is because of y'all niggas, like there's a problem. Y'all got too much power. It's like I don't want to say. It's like we can't even speak our mind. We can't have an opinion about it no more.
Yeah, we gotta filter ourselves.
We gotta filter ourselves for it.
Like that.
And when you do that, you're basically just strong arming everyone. I don't think that's what should happen. You feel me? Just let it happen naturally.
And it's only until you say you like talk down about it, because there's a whole bunch of people who haven't, like, nobody has came and supported, like, just out of nowhere and just supported them.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you really have to get caught in a rabbit hole. Like, that's where you really got to be careful how you answer questions nowadays.
Yeah,
because it's like if they catch you up, they gonna take that word, twist it around.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people have opinions about this, and not every opinion has a little bit of truth in it, but a lot of opinions are very truthful, but they're very hurtful. So when those, I get a problem when the opinion's very truthful, but it's just hurtful to like a certain community, and they just lash out just because it hurts, even though what they're talking about is true. Same thing with the Dave Chappelle stand-up. They're trying to cancel this nigga. There's no lie said on that stand-up. Not one lie. If it just hurt niggas.
If you've seen it, then there's no lie. And he's being like real about it. And it's people hate on him for that. Like one of the producers of Netflix, she left that shit because I'm just like, I mean,
it's like you can't take constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's like niggas don't know how to be fucking, like niggas is just sensitive, bro. Like niggas don't know how to, can't tell the truth and shit like that. Like that shit's retarded, bro. Like,
I'm not saying like be like assholes and all that, but just like, come on. If you have it, people can have different views. That's what I hate. I hate how we all gotta think the same nowadays. We don't. Like,
yeah, and that's and I think that's the kind of we all can't think the same. We're right now what we're doing in this era of life. We cut niggas down for having different opinions. You have to have just one opinion.
Everybody got to be on the same.
Everyone got to be on the same page. But the thing about that, you're killing thought. You're killing the necessities of thought. You're killing individuality. You're killing like people actually using their brains instead of like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go with these niggas because I don't want to get canceled or I don't want to get flamed on. Like, no, nigga, like speak. Niggas need to speak. The reason why this Dave Chappelle shit is so like, oh my God, could be like niggas don't speak their mind no more. People are afraid. You feel me? Like, no, if you think some shit is bullshit, say it's bullshit and put some good reasons behind it and just keep it pushing.
And the thing about it, he wasn't even shitting on it. He was just saying like because what he was talking about is basically like you gotta learn. Which another reason I don't like. Why can't people learn? Like they think we just gonna get it off. Oh, you tell me this? All right, got it. Is like that. Like we still gotta learn about this shit. This is all new. It just came this generation, so it's like you can't expect somebody just to grasp on and just roll with it. And
niggas grew up in a different generation.
God.
Like I have family members down, and I'm not saying I don't fuck with this, but this is what they say. I don't fuck with this gay shit. Actually. And it's not necessarily. I believe that it's not necessarily homophobic. It's just. They grew up in a different era where like
that
men
was just
didn't
not accepted.
Yeah, men wasn't feminine or whatnot. Like me being a fashion design major, I had to explain to a lot of family members that like, yo, I'm not gay. I'm like, I just like doing fashion. But like the era they grew up in, straight men especially straight black men really couldn't do fashion. So you kind of like with the older generation, you have to give niggas a leeway. Like this was their reality until 5 years ago. Like now is like, okay, I can't really say shit that I could say 5 years prior. So and it's just you can't force it. Just keep doing y'all. Y'all gonna get the support, but y'all making it worse by forcing everyone and being polices and shit and taking people's monies away, you feel me, for just speaking their mind.
Yeah, and that's like, where do you draw the line between like that and like how you said, how you have to explain to your family that you were a fashion major? Like draw the line between, that stuff and just masculinity, like the toxic part of masculinity. Like when do we got to get rid of that shit?
The toxic masculinity? Yeah. I think it's slowly fading away. I think it has to naturally fade away. Because like I said, I have a lot of, I'm like the youngest of all my family members, like 9 years prior than everyone's like older. So they couldn't be fashion design majors back when they did. But I'm not going to try to force it on them. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, no, you got to support me because, I'm just going to keep living my life and keep doing me. You feel me? And that's where you draw the line at toxic masculinity. It's not necessarily policing niggas about it. It's necessarily just keep it pushing. You paint your nails. It's all good. You know what I mean? But don't force niggas to be like, oh, you don't paint your nails or you don't like that I paint my nails. Like, no, just keep it pushing. The biggest way to change someone's mind is to just keep it pushing. Because after a while, they're just going to look at you and be like,
this
okay.
Shit regular now.
Yeah, this shit regular. All right. Like all my siblings, they know I'm a fashion design major, but like they still support me and accept me because just how I just kept it pushing. Like, yo, like I just don't do like fashion design. I also like sports and shit. Like I'm not totally femme. I'm not totally masculine. I'm just me. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you said that too, because like that shit can go both ways. Like how you said, just because you're doing the fashion design doesn't mean you're a certain way. But also like I've had somebody tell me like a girl, like I was talking to a girl, it's like that. Be like, would you paint your nails? Would you do makeup? I'm like, no. And then she would bring up like, oh, that's because that's toxic masculinity stuff. Like you still get a choice. Like just because I said no doesn't mean I'm like homophobic or all that. Like I still get to choose if I want to do something or not. Yeah. It doesn't just because I say no means I think it's because I think this way, that way. It's like it should go both ways.
I don't know if this is a true statement, but when the person was like, oh, you don't like or you're not attracted to transgender women, you're transphobic or some shit like that. It's like, no, I'm necessarily like, I'm just not attracted to it. You know what I mean? It's just like, just because someone don't fuck with the gay shit, and if you get mad that I say fuck with gay shit, you could say fuck with straight shit. Like, it's, you know, it's just on you that you get mad with it. But like, when someone says they don't fuck with gay shit, doesn't necessarily mean they're homophobic.
Watch that Dave Chappelle. He talks about that, like exactly where, like
Exactly,
right on.
man.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Now, let's say we didn't know if painting our nails was gay, and you had the option, like you was a kid, you would just seen it, and you didn't even know. Would you still have your nails painted or no?
Like just as a curious kid?
Yeah, just as a curious kid.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I've done some curious things, not like crazy curious, but like like when I would play with like my sister and stuff like that, she had her toys and all that. I ain't had nothing yet. So I'm real, like I was playing with her, some of her stuff. We would play together. Play together with that shit.
Yeah.
And you know, looking back at that stuff, it was probably like, oh, that's like if you look back at that and you have like toxic masculinity, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, get all that stuff like that. But it was like, as a curious kid, you just do whatever. I'm not saying nowadays. I feel like you can't force somebody into that shit just because you want to, because you want them to do that. They still get to pick and choose.
Yeah, it's like a line. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, is all this gender is definitely just made up social constructs that we created. But like, even if it's like we're in a spot nowadays that like, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's like we can do whatever we want just because the society says it. So if I wanted to paint my nails, I'm going to paint my nails.
Exactly.
But like, I don't want to paint my nails. So don't read more into it than what it is. I just don't like painting my nails. Like, my favorite color is pink. I'm wearing a pink watch. I have a pink water bottle. That's them. Like, but I didn't let gender, whatever constructs, and even like fashion design major, I didn't let that control me. If I want to do some shit, I'm gonna do some shit. Not because it's the hot shit means I'm homophobic or whatnot.
So like, where is yours? Like, what's your stance in that?
What you used to experiment with?
Yeah.
What you
I
used to do?
experiment with?
Yeah.
I ain't used to paint my nails.
Yeah, nah.
I wasn't really the artistic one that really be sitting there messing with paint stuff
Yeah.
like that or anything. Like, I used to stay in my closet and like try to put outfits together.
Oh God.
But like, it wouldn't be, I didn't really think of it as like a masculine or a feminine thing. I just like, I like clothes. I want to be kind of have a fashionistic sense of taste. I want to practice in the mirror and stuff like that.
I mean, we're definitely in society. Don't get me wrong. I like how society where you could be who you want to be and, do what the fuck you want to do. Just don't force it, and if someone's not fucking with it, don't cancel a nigga. Like, just keep it pushing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
let everybody be themselves at the end of the day, bro.
At the end of the day, you just gotta mind your business.
Mind your
Exactly.
fucking
on both
business.
sides. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not messing with that
Gay
shit, how
shit.
it is, the gay shit and all that, then don't blur it out and just just start going against everything. Like, just mind your business, bro. It ain't it's not hurting nobody.
Not
That's
hurt
what I'm
nobody.
saying, like-
If you're not fucking with the gay shit, you ain't gotta say it. And if someone says they're not fucking with the gay shit, you ain't gotta come at them. You just gotta be peaceful with it. The only way to change niggas' minds is just be peaceful about it and keep it pushing. You can't force nobody. When you try to force someone, they're more likely to rebel against you. So stop strong arming niggas into believing a thought. That's on both sides. Just keep it pushing, and it's all good.
It's just like it's never gonna be a day where everybody agree with each other and this whole peace, love shit. It's never gonna happen. So just mind your business. That's what I do.
Fucking business.
Nah, they can't mind their business. Emotions are attached to
That's
it.
true. Yeah.
Too many emotions because maybe they're conflicted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's very true.
And that confliction can manifest itself in many ways, as in rebellion.
That's true.